to another short puppet review. It's been a while since I've made one of these. You probably thought I was dead. But nope, I'm still here, your friendly fruit bat Avery, to give movie reviews for things that have already been covered by multiple channels, because that's just how I roll. Today, we're going to focus on the new movie based on the Lin-Manuel Miranda musical, In the Heights. Honestly, I didn't realize that this was technically the first musical that Lin-Manuel Miranda had done. You know, when you hear the guy's name, you usually think about Hamilton and Moana. At least those are the things that cross my brain. So, when I heard about this In the Heights thing, I think they first advertised it, before lockdown stuff. But now it's finally here in theaters / your local streaming service platform. And I checked it out. So, my thoughts about it. Can you tell I haven't done this in a while? Oh yeah, before I continue, spoilers for In the Heights. I'm going to give kind of a generic review, but then I've got more of an in-depth review after that. So, we'll mark a spoiler point. Look, overall, it is a very good movie. Since it is a musical, there are a lot of songs in it, so if story through song is not your thing, then this isn't really going to be for you. But these songs were really good. Like, that was absolutely one of the highlights of watching this movie. It was about a 2-hour movie, because again, adapted from a musical, it's going to be a bit longer compared to an average movie. But most of these songs were absolute bops. Just banging. Lots of songs were total bangers. All of the chorus songs slapped so hard. Oh, the music was so good in this. I guess I should kind of go over the story. So the story focuses on several characters who live in Washington Heights in New York City. It is a Latin America community. I really hope I'm explaining this correctly. But we follow several characters and their journey through Washington Heights. There's kind of this overall arc as we go through each character about how they all are trying to move forward with their lives and get out of Washington Heights, sort of viewing it as more of a place where they grew, but a little bit of an impoverished community. But as the musical goes on, you really see the splendor and wonder and culture within this place. And then each character slowly comes to this realization and makes a decision that still connects them back into Washington Heights in some way. So this movie / musical is really all about learning to respect the culture that you were raised in and appreciate it, and appreciate the people you grew up with, and appreciate sort of your home area and how it can be as much of an adventure as going out into the unknown somewhere. You don't gotta travel across the world or the country to find what you're looking for. That's very much the core of this movie. And like I said, the songs, absolute bangers. Each and every one is really good. Again, my favorites were those chorus numbers. As you can see, the story, if you're looking for like a really plot-driven musical, this isn't going to be it. It's really just kind of more you're experiencing this place and the people that live in it. So it's not so much of, oh, we're going to go on this huge progressive journey over time. It's more that you're just experiencing these people's lives and what goes through them each and every day. And so, just focusing on a few characters here and there a little more than others. But really, all in all, it's more or less an ensemble musical, and I really enjoyed that. Once I realized that there's not going to be like a really big plot to drive things forward. I think the only few plots we technically get is there's this thread about a lottery ticket that potentially someone in the town has won. So obviously the whole neighborhood is trying to figure out who won this lottery ticket, and it's not revealed until the very end, of course. And so that's kind of a plot line. Another kind of a plot line is when they experience a major blackout, and pretty much the second half of the movie is them going through this blackout, and then several major things happening during the duration of that, and how they all come together to still enjoy life even though there's no electricity and it's painfully hot outside. And considering it's painfully hot right now, I can relate to that. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. Yeah, it's a bit of a longer movie, but if you like really catchy songs, if you like Lin-Manuel Miranda's musical stylings, And of course, if you really like ensemble musicals, then definitely go check this out. Now, as you notice, my perspective's a little thin because I'm a bat. But a lot of this movie really focuses heavily in on, New York City and specifically the neighborhood of Washington Heights. And also it's really heavily focused on the Latina community, which I cannot connect to as well because, I'm a bat. Luckily, we have a friend who used to live in New York City and is a part of the Latin community. So she could really give us a real in-depth perspective of what this movie feels like. So I've got her review right here that I'm going to read to you guys right now. So this comes from our good friend Mads. So thank you so much. Shout out to Mads for sending us her perspective and review on the movie. She says, In the Heights is visually beautiful, with punchy songs that lead into each other wonderfully. The Hamilton references were hilarious, and Lynn's relatively minor role suited him as the Piraguero. I really hope I pronounced that correctly. But at the heart of the movie is the joy and trauma of the Latin immigrant experience. One of its greatest strengths is the concept of sueñito. Did I say that right? Yeah, it's sueñito, or the little dream. At the beginning of the movie, the dreams seem huge. Usnavi wants to go back to the Dominican Republic, Vanessa wants to be a fashion designer, Daniela is moving uptown, and it seems like everyone wants out of the Heights. The Heights represents the daily struggle, the con café. Everyone wants better. The real beauty is the little things. The character of Abuela Claudia illustrates this meeting of both trauma and joy. She and her mother left Cuba to work when she was a little girl. She was demeaned, belittled, and told that she was nothing because she had little and couldn't speak English. She had to fight, but through her fight, she found joy and found family. It's the small things that make home. She dies happy, surrounded by people she loves. But for the other characters, it takes them more time to realize that the neighborhood isn't disappearing with her loss. In a colorfully iconic scene, Daniela reunites the barrio throughout the blackout, announcing that she's proud of her heritage. Everyone lifts their bandera in a Carnaval de Barrio, and the joy that Doña Claudia lived for is finally realized. Dreams are realized when the people of Washington Heights rely on their found families and their united struggle to survive and find dignity in small ways. As a Latina who is heavily Americanized, it brought me such joy to see Latin people rejoice in their mixed heritage, their shared struggles, and their joy of the little things. Café con leche, piragua, embroidered napkins, and family. It's the tradition and connections that make life worth living. John M. Chu transformed Miranda's In the Heights into a colorful, emotional saga of the Latin experience, and I would highly recommend it for anyone who needs a laugh and a cry. Paciencia y fe. I think that means patience and faith. My Spanish is a little rusty, but thank you so much for sending us this review, Mads. That was really lovely. I think I might cry a little bit now after reading that. I hope you enjoyed this little more in-depth review of In the Heights. If you liked this, feel free to put a pause up and press that like button. Also, I will be reviewing other movies in the future. There are a couple things coming out that I'll probably be able to cover. So, we are taking review requests on top of even tiny review pieces. If you would like to put your thoughts into a movie, we'll start putting up on our Instagram page of what movies we're going to cover, and then you can DM us if you want to add a review into that, just to kind of spice up these reviews a little bit. Because again, perspective, I'm a bat, I can only give a bat's perspective, and the bat wants to eat. So with that, I hope you all have a lovely day and enjoy whatever movie you pick. All right, where's the mangoes? This review made me hungry. Can we go to the market and get mango, please?